The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Wednesday, the 28th day of April, 2022. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. I'm Jamal Hartman. She's Sherry Vanderpool, and we're getting closer to Sherry's favorite day of the week, folks. But Sherry, how are you doing on this fine Wednesday, or better known as to people like yourself as the Humpster?
The Humpster, well, you're trying to get over the Humpster very fast because it's April 27th. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Did I do that? You're right. Dang. Sorry, folks. It's April 27th. My goodness. I'm trying to just go straight to Thursday. Oops.
You are, but I ain't mad at you, Jamal. I'm not mad at you because it is Hump Day and I can see right over Friday. It's right over there. You see it? Right over there.
Oh, I don't see it. My eyes don't go as far as yours,
Gotta look ahead, Jamal. Gotta look ahead.
Apparently. Well, I'm happy you're happy that it's the Humpster. And yes, folks, we are one day closer to not the weekend, but that big anniversary we've been telling you about. Again, big shout out to everyone who's been tuning in on BCG Radio, the BCG Radio app. It is an app available. We have, I'm just impressed because it's not that we forget about it. We just always think of people that are just watching, not listening. So you can, and I know a lot of folks have written me and written us over the last few months, I'm back to the office, the children are back to school, the routine's back to normal. Folks, you can listen to us in the car. Just download the BCG Radio app and we are there. So for those of you who continue to listen on there, we won't forget about you. I'm not quite sure how we'll do the comments with you. We may have to get a line where you can call us up or something, because I know you probably feel like, oh, that Jamal or Sherry saying this, and what are they even talking about? I know you still have opinions, but I know Sherry mostly.
Yeah. Whatever. They're probably shouting at the radio like, that Jamal. He said that. He said that.
Yeah. Again. No, go ahead. Again. Yeah.
Again.
That'd be me. Greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Jermain and Andrea Hinds of Hindssight Fitness and Wellness to the show. I'm loving this, folks, because, hey, my jog was very slow this morning. I didn't even, I went on Amazon, Sherry. I didn't tell you. I went on Amazon last weekend. Ordered me this new I'm just not comfortable going to the gym right now for some reason. I think it's more to it, and mentally I don't know. So I ordered this these push-up machines and this stuff, whatever, and I've been doing that in the garage, but this morning I just did my jog, didn't even do my push-ups.
But you did something, Jamal, and that's all that matters. I worked out with Hindsight, and that Jermain,
Well,
I call him Jerome.
Oh, wow. Sherry, don't be being rude to our guests. We want to have them back sometimes. The Daily Play is music. So someone is guessing the lyrics, and this someone may need your assistance, folks. That's all I'm saying. And please, unlike our guest yesterday, she doesn't need that kind of assistance, all right?
My God. See?
I'm not letting that go. Sorry. So, look, as usual, we have a topic of discussion before we bring our guest in, and a lot has been said recently about Bermuda State. Bermuda is a small dot in the middle of the Atlantic. Let me repeat, Bermuda is a small dot in the middle of the Atlantic. Majority of the people on the earth who know where Bermuda is are the people who live there. That's just the truth.
It is.
I love Bermuda, but I've spent half of my life outside of Bermuda. Sherry has spent 3/4 of her life outside of Bermuda. And when you live in places like Texas and Georgia and Alabama and Florida and Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey,
Ohio.
Ohio, when you live these places, you understand how many people don't know where what Bermuda is. So we are in a competitive world where our job as a community is to not only let people know where we are, but how can we benefit them? The
Mhm.
question of the morning is, what would you do to attract more investment to Bermuda? What would you do to attract more investment to Bermuda? And I think this question is extremely valid because last week there were discussions, and actually Monday we discussed
Yeah.
the concessions that were given to Fairmont Southampton. But last week there was a lot of talk about, you know, giving up so much to get so much, like, and you know, different quotes about, you know, giving, when you give away who you are, what left do you have, and so many things. But the
Mhm.
truth is, Bermuda's not unique. Bermuda's not unique to different states. There are different states within the Union of the United States that offer certain benefits that others don't offer, which is why they drive more business. I think Delaware is like one of those states very good for businesses, right? I
Mm.
think Delta is actually, you know, incorporated in Delaware, like many other companies. That Delta may be headquartered in Georgia, but go down a
Mhm.
list. If it's something I learned in graduate school, it was that, you know, Delaware is the um, tax exemptions, one of the tax exemption states for businesses, right? So then you open it up and you look at Bahamas. They're trying to become the leader in crypto, right? Go across the Atlantic and you're looking at, from a visitor perspective, and in the Middle East, Dubai, I mean, they're just doing a thing in the United Arab Emirates, right? And so
Yeah.
go to Singapore. Just so many different places are fighting for the same things. So the question, what would you do to attract more investment to Bermuda? What do you think Bermuda's best assets are? What, you know, we sit here criticizing the government for the state of our economy, and rightfully so. Rightfully so, because if they're the ones that are in charge of spending or overseeing taxpayers' dollars, then it's their responsibility to utilize them, you know, responsibly, right?
Mhm.
So, what are your thoughts? What do you believe we can do to attract more investment to Bermuda? Sherry, you seem like you're ready.
Yeah, I am. Jamal, it is so many. Bermuda has so much to offer, as you mentioned before. And what would I do to attract investment? Of course, I look at party life and culture life, right?
Mhm.
So when we talk about bringing carnival to Bermuda and sustaining it, I would like to see carnival on a bigger level, that will be able to attract more people in regard to what we have to offer. We talk about Trinidad that has the same, has carnival as well, but they have it at a different time of the year. And so being able to bring that to the island to highlight even more our culture would be awesome. I think it was maybe 2018 or 2019, right before the pandemic, when Carnival seemed to have like exploded, and the amount of people that were here, the amount of Airbnbs that were booked up, the amount of hotels that you couldn't get in. And I was driving taxi at the point, so being able to communicate with a lot of the persons that were here were awesome to hear what they had to say and what they loved about Bermuda. So doing some of those things, like you said before, people want to come to Bermuda to relax and get away
Mhm.
from America and what America has to offer.
Mm.
And so being
You're,
able
you're
to
speaking you're speaking from a tourist perspective.
perspective, yeah.
You think from tourism that we can um, invest more heavily in attracting a tourist that's looking for a carnival vibe per se.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, definitely.
Okay.
I really believe that that would be part of it. I know not wholeheartedly the entirety,
Mhm.
but part of it, I think that would be a good boost and a good investment.
Mm. I'm 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 not quite sold on tourism being a savior. I
Mm,
think it's funny because I think I could be drawing assumptions, but I'm pretty sure uh, Sir John Swan saw where tourism was going.
Mhm.
And if you read certain books, it seemed like he was almost uninterested in it at one point, and which is why he focused on growing Bermuda's business industry, which has been the savior for Bermuda. And I believe in Bermuda's tourism. I believe that there's a lot to offer and a lot that we can do to attract, but tourism is not, in my opinion, a saving grace for us. I think we need to be
Mhm.
looking at different industries and new industries. And Carla John actually says it right here. I think Bermuda is seriously missing out on the cannabis industry. Carla John, I think there's two opportunities we definitely missed, and this could be down to a culture that doesn't move. Not only cannabis but gaming. There's a two
Mhm.
big industries we missed out on. Credit to Premier Burt and the PLP government, because until 2017, I had never heard of the fintech industry the way that they've been pushing it. So I think that's something. I'm just not sure how many jobs fintech is going to create.
Mhm.
I'm not quite understanding if it's as feasible as they sell it to be, but maybe that's an industry. I don't know. Tommy Pacheco says Bermuda needs to look at its laws. Too much red tape, and several government departments don't know how to be open-minded. Now, let's talk about that, though. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Red tape. We heard about that, and I believe we had Jason Sardeo on speaking about the carnival and the things that they had to go through and permits and so on. Um, you know, in the U.S., if you get too much red tape, look at Elon Musk and Tesla. Right? They felt California was too much red tape, and what did they do? They relocated to Texas. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, there's taxes, and all of that plays a role. But in the U.S., it's so big that they can just up and move. In Bermuda,
Right.
economically, people will leave and go to a whole nother jurisdiction. We're talking about cross the Atlantic. It's
Mhm.
interesting. It's very interesting. But what are your thoughts, folks? What would you do, like you individually? Everyone has the answers apparently. What would you do to attract more investment to Bermuda? And I say that because we read the news, and we're so
Right.
to criticize things that we see in the news. Oh, well, we're giving this to Fairmont Southampton and this and that. Well, if we didn't do it, somebody else probably would have, and probably would have given up more. And I'm not saying that I agree with what government done. I'm just saying it's so easy to pick apart something. Like taking a puzzle apart is much easier than putting a puzzle together.
Absolutely. And you're absolutely right when you say that, Jamal, that we're so quick to, this is not what, and this is what we should be doing. But if we look at what we can help to provide to the island,
Mhm.
then we can be a part of the solution, and be a part of the growing economics that it can happen in Bermuda. I agree with Carla Joan in regard to that. Why do people go to Holland all the time or Amsterdam? The main attraction is the cannabis industry, right? And some other things.
Yeah, I heard something about a red light. I don't know. I mean, I haven't been, but I heard something about a red light district.
It is definitely there.
Yeah, yeah. I
I love Amsterdam.
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't know. I haven't been.
You
I
gotta
usually
go.
yeah, I usually go to Rome and with the Pope and yeah, all that stuff. I'm a good citizen of the world. David Michael R. Wilson says tourism is definitely not the way forward for Bermuda. There's nothing for tourists to do here that they can't do anywhere else, and what can be done is only during 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in my opinion. I honestly think he's onto something. I think one of the things for Bermuda, and I almost I agree full-heartedly with him from this respect. But sometimes it's not about there's nothing to do in Bermuda that you can't do anywhere else, but how much better is it done in Bermuda? How is
Right.
it done differently than it's done elsewhere? And I would beg to differ from this respect only, David Michael R. Wilson. Rashida Godwin and her family, they have the company Titan Tours, right? They do offer something different. Bermuda's history is different from other places, right? So those tours that they do, and that's if people are into history, that's if they're
Hmm.
into culture, right? But that is something different that is offered that I believe can attract people. Some people literally do go on trips just to learn about the history of a island, country, or jurisdiction. No, is that enough? Probably not. Again, I've said on this show numerous times that what drives tourism isn't consumers, not leisure. What drives tourism is group business. So if you get
Mhm.
business groups here during carnival time, well, maybe that would be something. I just think that Bermuda has taken too long to focus on creating a third pillar. That I mean, we missed the boat on gaming, we missed the boat on cannabis, and I think it takes courageous and brave governance, right? You can't, you're elected due to democracy, right?
Right.
Well, partly because Bermuda's not truly a democracy. But anyway, well, you can't vote for your premier, you can't vote for a governor. I mean, just saying. But what the point I'm making is, um, you can't govern like a democracy because at the end
Right.
of the day, for the most part, the majority of people don't know what's in their best interest a lot of the time. So you have to
Mhm.
be brave and do things that are in the best interest, and they probably won't appreciate right away, right? And I'm not saying that government should just promise things and not do them, like the One Bermuda Alliance did with the gaming referendum and amongst other things, and recalling MPs, and I could go down a list where they failed, right? And this is not picking on the OBA; it's just the facts. The facts. You made it so easy for an incompetent current government of the PLP to do what they want, but that's neither here or there. We're not talking about either one of those incompetent organizations. What we're talking about is what would you do to attract more investment to Bermuda? Sheikah Rana, Sherry.
Would Bermuda be a good place to grow slash attract scientific study, environmental sciences, alternative energy, etc.?
Mm.
Hmm, I don't know.
Well, I think there's opportunities to do a number of things. I look at what's it called, Caroline Bay over there, where they were going to build that Ritz, right? And I remember
Mm-hmm.
saying to then Premier Craig Kennan, instead of building another hotel, why don't we turn this into like Bermuda's own Silicon Valley, right? I remember
Mm-hmm.
saying that, and of course, I'm just little old Black Jamal, and my opinion didn't matter, won't go
A
far, right?
little.
Now see, Sherry, why you have to emphasize that part? In my mind, I'm always going to be 6'4", 250. Don't worry about that. Uh,
Carry on, Jamal.
yeah. Tommy Pacheco says, I think we need to look at sports. That track meet recently was awesome. I think sports
Yes.
tourism is the way out for Bermuda. Personally, I think sports tourism is the way out. And I'm not going to get into my personal reasons, but I just think that it would be wise for the government to focus, at least from a tourism perspective right now, on that.
Mm-hmm.
And as the Fairmont Southampton opens back up and becomes available, maybe we can go back to the conferences and events. But yes, I agree with you, Tommy Pacheco. Nachika Trot says maybe remove ownership restrictions. What do you mean? You mean like the 60-40? Nachika, just explain that a bit more about ownership restrictions.
Mm.
Go ahead, Sherry.
Yeah, I was just as the audience member, I can't remember who just said it, in regards to the sports event coming. I was sitting here and I was just like, we just want it all. Like, just bring it all to Bermuda. You know what I mean? The tourist stuff, the carnival, the sports, the scientific. Like, why can't we just be that place where it's like, oh, we'll go in Bermuda because of, they have a special kite flying expedition
Mhm.
and all types of stuff. Why can't we be that place where it's like, oh, the food over here is awesome and we're going to do this? The scientific, we're going to go out to different islands and do what. I just want us to be all this inclusive place that has everything that people just want to be. We have so many different things that we can tap into, and why not make that little dot in the island the place that is the place to go for those things? Like, in my grand scheme of things, I know it's all of these other stuff to get there, but that's kind of just how I see it.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I think you're onto something. Unfortunately, Sherry, that sad reality, or not sad, is that we'll never be swimming all together in the same direction. But that's
Yeah.
Nachika Trot says, yes, she meant the 60-40 rule. I think it's sticky though, Nachika. I think it's sticky from this respect, because you'll have Bermudians who are in business that may feel that companies with these big international budgets may put their businesses out. They won't be able to compete. But I get it. I get why it makes sense, because we have to find a way to, I mean, I don't know if it's a 20% deal for to ensure locals have 20%? I'm not quite sure, but I definitely understand why it makes sense to revisit things of this nature. Carla John says, I agree with the sports tourism angle. They just need to get some of that TV money for broadcasting. Look, I said it on this show before. That track event was probably the biggest event we've had. Now, people may say America's Cup. I'm talking about the amount of money you spend on things versus what you get in return. It didn't involve billionaires. And here's what really impressed me about the track event. It was a group of people, right, participating in those races and an audience watching that Bermuda has not traditionally focused on. That's what what impressed me so much about it. Tommy Pacheco says, yes, environmental and sustainable. There is one electrical company and Times Bay is always on fire. Karen Simmons says, Nachika Trot, this is directed towards you. You are opening up a pit of snakes with this statement. Yeah, that 60-40 rule, it's a tough one. And Sam Cap says, government too concerned with lining pockets, not offering ideas, because again, too much red tape and conservatism. We can do sports, history, music festivals, science. With the ocean, we have the platform. And I definitely agree with you on that. Folks, don't forget, we have Andrea Hinds and Jermain Hinds coming up, Hindssight Fitness and Health. We're going to be having a healthy conversation. Let's get our asses up off that couch and get this show on the road. Look, folks, we got to beat the couch,
I know.
I got to share this with you guys. So back here is a bed in the studio that doesn't get used. So a certain person's a bit sick, right? So I'm kicked out to, I was sleeping. I slept here last night because, I can't afford to be sick. I don't want to get you all sick. I know you're thinking I can't get you sick through, the TV screen or radio, but I'm just protecting you all, right? I'm just protecting you all. So I'm got to make up my bed back there. I can't do it because Leanna's not heard the news. So just remind me after the show to make sure I get that done. Now, folks, honestly, big shout out again to BCG Radio. Y'all who are tuned in on BCG Radio. Don't forget, you can download the app BCG Radio, available on Apple and Android devices. If you just want to tune into the show, if you're on the road, we don't want anyone to be driving and watching. You know what I said about driving and texting the other day, right? Let's not do it. I will tell our police friends that come on the show. I will do that.
Don't try to text Jamal, a comment.
Don't do it. All right. So quick, we have the news break coming up. Any final thoughts on folks? What are your do you think this is a question? Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you believe the government has any ideas left on how to attract investment into Bermuda? Yes or no? Do you think they have any ideas? Yes or no? Sherry, do you think they have any ideas on how to attract new investment to Bermuda?
Yeah, I do think they have ideas.
Okay. Sherry says yes. Sam Cat Place, she says, wow, that's a capital. You're shouting at the government this morning, Sam Cat Place. A big fat no. She didn't even put the lowercase O, right? She put capital O. So she says no. I'm going to go with Sherry. I do believe that the government has ideas. Here's the challenge. I believe they can't get out of their own way.
I would say, can they implement them is the question.
NTS actually says something crucial. He says they probably have ideas, just nothing viable. That's good point. Good point. I think everyone has ideas. Sometimes it's about the planning, the strategy, and then the execution. I don't believe that they have ideas that are they have a plan and strategy to execute, but also, as he stated, they may not be viable. Sherry, it's time for the news break. Folks, bear with me as I do my Liana Lambert impression. All right.
Been doing well. Over to you, Jamal.
Why, thank you, Sherry. Appreciate that. Over to me. All right. This is the Daily Hour News Break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. In a recent exclusive conversation with former Minister Dr. the Honorable Nelitha Butterfield, she spoke on the impact gun violence in Bermuda has had on her and her family. Dr. Butterfield stated, quote, "It has been said that you don't feel the pain or the effect of the violence and gun violence until it hits home. She goes on to say, recently my grandson was shot and recovered, and the feeling that went through my soul was a sharp pain of fear, not just for me, but for him, his mother, and younger brother. A feeling of despair and what is really going on, that a few young thugs are out there hurting one another. End quote. The former minister said she had flashbacks because her own son was also stabbed and near death at one point. So she could only imagine the agony that parents and families go through when their loved ones die from this senseless violence. We'll have more from the former minister in subsequent newscasts to come. In the second match of their group at the Under-17 CONCACAF Women's Championships, Bermuda's national team fell to Canada 5-0 to the Dominican Republic. After a 7-0 defeat to Jamaica in the opening game, Bermuda lie at the bottom of their group. Well, unfortunate, but the Daily Hour community is sending them positive vibes to the entire squad as they prepare to face the Dominican Republic in their final group game on Thursday, April 28th. Well, Coach Sherry and Coach Jamal wish you luck. Just don't take any advice that Sherry would give you. All right. In today's weather, expect a high of 70 and a low near 66 with partly cloudy conditions. And that is your Daily Hour News Break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Let's bring Sherry back in. I'm sure she's got some, well, a day to remember for us. Something, right, Sherry? What you got for us, Sister Sherry? Nothing.
Yeah, you're hilarious, Jamal. Absolutely hilarious. But I'm going to move on. Today, those who work in administration provide a huge role for companies everywhere, handling appointments, speaking with customers, and managing paperwork, keeping everything organized and moving. They do what most people cannot on a day-to-day basis. However, most of their work is unappreciated, and not many people notice the skills required to do their jobs well. So today is National Administrative Professionals Day, and it aims to thank those who work as secretaries, assistants, and other employees who try their best at everything they do for their companies. Do you have one of those persons that work for this company, Jamal?
Sherry, I literally was in like the grocery store yesterday trying to get my lottery ticket because I'm about to win 400 million tonight, right? But that's another story. So I was in the grocery store and I saw these cupcakes, and I always look for an excuse to buy a cupcake. I mean, there was Valentine's cupcake, there was Easter cupcake, there's Friday cupcake, but they had these cupcakes that said administrative something spelled out. I'm like, what the heck are they having cupcakes, administrative cupcakes? What does that mean? Long story short, I think I should go back to the grocery store sometime today and get one for my colleagues that are in administrative positions. So the hard part is the cupcakes making it from the grocery store to the office without one of them going missing.
Jamal, just get the dang cupcakes and make sure everyone is able to get one.
All right. Okay, Sherry. I guess she told me. Happy Administrative Professionals Day to every administrative professional out there, especially the ones who tune into this show daily. Yes. Folks, we're going to take a quick break and we will be back with more after this. We've got Hindsight. Look, I'm stretched. I'm feeling good today. I didn't do no push-ups, but I'm almost there. I ain't getting criticized. Hold up. My double chin's not. No, it's not. She ain't got my beard yet.
No, right. I'm like this.
Stick with us, folks. Look at her. She's a crazy person.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose People's, so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it People's. I call it my one-stop shop in the city. People's, we're here for you.
Hi, I'm Karen, a nurse at the old folks home. These long hours used to kill my feet until my hairdresser told me about a great place to buy a pair of clogs. Medical House. Finally, relief. They also carry uniforms in bright, bold colors. And not to mention the support stockings.
Karen, Miss Soltis bet her bet again.
Oh gosh, these days, I need all the support I can get.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dendytown Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke.
This month, John Barrett & Son bring us a premium thirst quencher from North Carolina, the Blue Ultra Purified Water. Many other bottled waters use reverse osmosis to reach an acceptable level of purity. Le Bleu uses a 5-step purification process, which includes fractional vapor compression, distillation, and ozonation, assuring purity and a unique, appealing flavor. Consumer testimony repeatedly praises the taste of Le Bleu compared to the other brands, and this, along with superior purity, makes Le Bleu a must-try. Lynn knows. Why go anyplace else?
All righty, welcome back to the big show. She's Sherry Vanderpool. I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House One Communications, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. So, folks, real quickly, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our website, thedailyhour.com. We are having a big anniversary show next week, and if you saw last year's show, you know we had some major announcements. This year, we have more announcements, bigger announcements, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. It may be your chance to win something that helps you have a better summer than you were already going to have. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our website. You're tuned in. Don't miss anything. Download the BCG Radio app. You don't want to miss an opportunity. But without further ado, let's bring our guests in for the day. They're probably doing push-ups right now. So well, hold on. See, if I was doing push-ups right now, I'd be out of breath. I don't think they get out of breath. But let's welcome our guests today. We've got Dre and Jermain Hinds from Hindssight Fitness and Wellness. Good morning to both of you. How are you?
Hi.
Morning.
Hi, family. You know, and Andrea would say, but did you die?
Really?
Yeah.
Listen.
Morning.
Well, I'm excited to have you guys. Now, let me tell you why I'm so excited to have you guys on. Because Shanta actually is the person, she schedules all the guests for the show. And we've been trying to get somebody like you guys on for so long. But the tough part of getting you guys on is this is when you're doing a lot of your business. You know what I'm saying? Your clients and so on. So it's like, I mean, can we ask them to take a day off or something? But, you know, we didn't. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Taking a day off costs money. But thank you for taking the time. And I really enjoy these kind of conversations. But that said, I think the audience wants to know, you're a husband and wife team, correct?
Yes.
Yes, for those who don't know. How and why did you both choose to decide to focus on health and wellness full-time as a career? Like, where did that idea come from?
Okay. Hi, guys. If you didn't know, I have a background in track and field, and I used to run track, used to run hurdles for Bermuda, which got me a scholarship. And then within the scholarship, of course, my degree was still sports oriented. So when I came back to Bermuda, what can I do with my degree? All right. Well, long story short, I love people. I love to see people progress and become better individuals wholeheartedly, not just fitness wise. And of course, I had people asking, "Hey, Dre, can you give me abs like Dre?" And it's my new tag, abs by Dre. And then I said, "All right, cool. I can help you out with that." And that's how abs by Dre was born. Basically, the pressure of people asking and asking. I was like, okay, this is where we're gonna go. And if you know me, I really do love people. I love to motivate. I love to inspire. So it all lined up well for me.
All right. And Jermain, obviously, I know Andrea. She was a track athlete. What's your background? Did you also, were you in the Olympics? Did I miss your gold medal?
Probably.
No, I was aspiring to be at the Olympics. I legit had a wonderful experience to train with some big boys, some Olympians, some world record holders, but I never made it there myself. I was doing IT. That's my first degree, computer science. I met Dre at my cousin's wedding, and turns out that Dre and her, they went to Rice University under scholarships, and we just had an exchange. She told me what she did, and I said, "Hey, this is really up my alley." People always ask me how to achieve a physique, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I would train people on the side for free. I said, why not get paid for it, basically? So we continued. She pushed me in the right direction in terms of getting the correct certifications. I started to build out some experience, and just love it. I love it. Run into wonderful individuals like Sherry as well.
You don't have a lot of us.
Yeah, Sherry.
Yeah.
Listen. Then let that smile.
Oh my God.
I love it. I love it. And you know, Andrea, I mean, I remember I was taller than you at one point. So I remember you. I mean, yeah, I was probably for only like 2 years of my life. But you know, I've enjoyed watching your journey. Honestly, I have. And so props to you both for what you're doing. But with so many people in this same space, you know, I mean, especially over the last probably 3 to 5 years, you've seen so many people on social media showing that they're offering some sort of fitness. What makes what you guys are doing from the health and wellness aspect so uniquely different than what others may be doing?
Okay. Oh, well, well, basically, one, like Dre says, Dre genuinely loves people. I love to have conversations. I love to figure out why things are the way they are. So I would ask you, are you sleeping well? Do you have a stressful environment at home? I would try to break it down. One, so we truly love people. We actually thoroughly enjoy working with our clients. And secondly, we are like really community driven. We also are a family environment. We strongly encourage people to bring their 2-year-olds so they could jump around on the trampolines, enjoy themselves while they work out, get their stuff in. And also we actually have a hybrid, well, online and in-person element going on right now. So we actually have a website you can log in. We have over 100 workouts, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. We have beginner-friendly workouts, etc., yoga, stretching. So we have that as well. That is really allowing us to stand out and give you every opportunity to work out 24/7 if you wish. So Dre could always shine some more light on it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. As Manny said, I think that's probably the biggest thing that separates us from others in the industry, just being able to log in, and basically it's an on-demand service that we offer. We're literally the only ones in Bermuda that offer it. We can brag about that. And we've been working hard, very hard, to record videos, to get them edited, to have them put on the website, to have access to that. And clients can actually get a monthly subscription. They can log into the website. And like we said, work out 24/7 if you want. You have access to all the videos right there. And yeah, so you don't necessarily have to be in studio, especially during this time. Like you said, Jamal, a little earlier, you are not comfortable going to the gym yet. So go to the website, subscribe, you know, like get a membership, and you'll have access to our on-demand videos, which are, like Jermain said, 10, 20, 30 minutes each. And you can decide.
Sorry, Jamal, one last thing. I know a lot of people, well, basically, you know, like in the Avengers movies, when they said, oh, what makes you guys kind of stand out? Like we have the Hulk. We have a Dre. Dre is a whole different person. Literally. Like she's very pleasant, very, very personal, and you could tell her your entire life story. And she will make you feel like family. But when it comes to classes, when it comes to personal training, she really turns out and gets the best out of everyone. So definitely we have a Dre. So that's what makes us unique.
I love it. I love it.
Well, he definitely is not lying about that.
Folks, real quickly. So folks, just say the website real quickly that you were talking about just now, to go to your website and subscribe where they can see videos.
You can get access to the website by simply typing in JermainHinds.com or AndreaHinds.com, and it will take you to our website.
All right. I probably should have asked you that before the show, but go ahead, Sherry. Sorry about that.
You know, I love you guys, and I have been working out with you on and off, probably more off right now than ever. But to some, working out is scary, and getting started is the hardest. And I've had these conversations with both of you. Mm-hmm. So what are some ways to ease into exercising regularly to improve one's fitness?
Okay. I always stress just the idea of being kind to yourself, because at the end of the day, we do have social media. We have all these different platforms that are throwing different workout regimes, and it can be intimidating, like you said. But at the end of the day, you should just sit back and reflect on what you want your goals to be, short-term and long-term, and literally just stay the course. You know, you have the distractions, for lack of better words, but you just got to be honest with yourself and honest with where you want to go, where you want to be, and stay there. I say it in my spin class. I say, just mind what Patrice Roberts said, mind your business. You know what I mean? Like, it's your journey. Stay honest with what you are doing. Don't worry about what the next person is doing. And I think that's the main thing that will keep you focused. As well as, so one thing I would say as well about the idea of Abs by Dre was that I brought it out of the gym, right? Shayna, really?
I can agree.
Man, I'm up for trying to motivate, and y'all for somebody make you cry, though, sir. Okay, so yes, the intimidating aspect I have found with clients is that the gym atmosphere itself, when you're starting, when you're beginning your journey, because there are other people there. So what we did do is come away from a gym aspect, and we were actually outside, you know, trying to help people say you can actually train outside of a gym. Then, of course, Hindssight is actually a personal training studio, so there aren't any other distractions. So not to say Hindssight is the home for you, but if you are struggling with just stepping into a gym because of others that are there, you can find yourself a personal training studio, and then that way that will help you, you know, stay a little bit more focused.
Indeed.
I definitely agree with Shanna on that note. If you, I've been there, but it's all good. But if you guys follow Hindssight Fitness, one thing I see that Andrea pushes all the time is health as far as diet. If you see her, she preps and does very well with that. Obviously, exercise is just one component of health and wellness. Why is the diet part so important?
Go ahead, Manny. Lay it on.
Okay, nutrition. So I kind of call it the holy trinity of fitness, which is exercise, then sleep, and nutrition. And you need all three simultaneously. Like, you can play with the variables a bit, but definitely you need all three to be on board and get into your goals. So nutrition, you have to understand a caloric deficit if you really want to lose weight. And you have to consume a lot of protein to gain a healthy amount of weight if you are lean. If you really want to lose some weight, again, that term, a caloric deficit, is so important. I'm going to explain it. And then basically, because you can, and this sounds terrible, but you can eat almost anything and lose weight. Is that the healthiest thing? No, but we're going to get into it. But basically, a caloric deficit, each of us have a specific amount of food that we need to eat on a daily basis to stay healthy and sane. And basically, once we match that, we are fine. We're going to maintain weight. But if we actually eat more, we're going to gain weight over a period of time, basically. But if we reduce the amount of calories that we need, if we reduce or increase the energy expenditure, we're going to lose weight over a period of time. So typically, the number is 500 calories less a day. That will give you 1 pound of weight loss a week. And that is not a hard scientific rule. It doesn't apply for everyone, but it is basically just simple science. So that is it, a caloric deficit. In terms of quality nutrition, Dre could shine some more light on it.
I mean, I feel like that's the simplest way to explain it. Why is it so important? Because this might sound cliche, but you cannot out-train a horrible diet. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, it doesn't just come down to, I mean, if it's your girls, I keep stressing that because we as trainers want your girl to be 90% of everything we say, but everybody has different goals. We have clients that say, I just want to move more. And then I'll focus on the nutrition later. And, you know, you hint to them and stuff. But when it comes to nutrition and you're lost with my train of thought, hold on. What we were saying. Okay, so so if your goal is weight loss or weight gain, you have to understand your body, your physique is a direct reflection of what you eat, right? And then if we're talking internally, if you're not just talking about let's just go and be fit and be able to run this mile, be able to, you know, lift this a certain amount of weight, internally, you still have to be healthy. There's a certain amount of fat that should not be around your organs, and they say you can be the fittest person but the unhealthiest eater. That is true.
Yeah.
And if we're talking longevity of life, then I don't see why you would want to, skimp on your healthier eating.
Yeah. I've heard it before, and I'm glad that you are spreading the gospel with others. But just you touched on it a little bit. But what other advice would you give to people who begin to work out and eat healthy, but yet don't see the desired results? I feel like that's always the barrier. I want to lose weight. No.
Yeah.
See, that's the issue, though.
People want to see those abs like tomorrow,
That's the issue.
I would say.
Go ahead, Mimi. Go ahead.
I would say be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Understand that you did not achieve the body that you're in this particular space of time that you want to lose the weight. So it might be 3 months, 6 months that you might want to look amazing for some amazing event that's coming up. But you gained weight over 6 years, over 10 years. So I would say be very realistic with your goals. And like I said, that whole equation of losing a pound a week, realistically, for some people, it might be half a pound. And the more extreme measures that you take to lose weight, the more miserable you're going to be. That is a fact. So I would say stay with something that's sustainable. Slowly think about replacing certain food types in your diet. Instead of eating like a lot of processed food, replace it with some fruits that you enjoy. It's very simple. To be consistent. Reward yourself occasionally, only when you work for it. It's a tough one. And like I said, small, sustainable, consistent changes over a period of time. And also understand there's something called lesser evils. Basically, like I said, you can lose weight. You can lose weight eating almost any and everything. But is it prudent? So basically, you might actually have an opportunity to eat a Snickers later today. You might just gravitate to a granola bar. Both of them are high in sugar, but one has way more fiber and is going to help your digestive tract and your body do its thing more efficiently. So like I said, really try to understand the role of food, the foods that you enjoy, the foods that you can replace without going crazy over a period of time, and also figure out your triggers as well. If you know you like something sweet, salty, etc., eat a small portion of popcorn and don't grab the big bag. Put it in a small bag and leave and go to work. As opposed to
I feel like it's cameras up in here. I mean, I really just feel like it's cameras because Snickers is my weakness.
Oh my goodness!
How about I hadn't had a Snickers in so long until yesterday? I had a little, last evening. But I want to ask you something. Can you, before the next question? Can you just confirm that French fries are vegetables?
Pause. French fries is a potato. A potato is not a vegetable.
It's not. It's a starch.
Yeah.
You thought because it came from the earth, I was doing a good thing.
Oh, from the earth.
And he likes a little Chick-fil-A fry. I'm just saying.
But yeah, you have healthy alternatives. I mean, we have the air fryer now. Thank you to the pandemic. Everybody went to walk one.
Yeah, we got one.
And I've tasted fries from an air fryer.
Yeah.
And a potato, right? You just have it's not the potato, it's how it's processed. Right. So yeah.
And let's add to that whole food, how much to eat. So how much exercise a week would you recommend for people to remain active? Why are you smiling, Jermain? See, that smile is
I recommend in terms of exercise. So basically, we have 7 days in a week. 3 out of 7 is a typical field in most standardized tests. So I would strongly recommend 4 out of 7. And every day does not need to be something extreme. You don't need to be wheezing. You don't need to be having heart palpitations. You literally can go for a 15-minute walk and enjoy the beautiful scenery of wherever you are. Have a nice conversation with a friend, go on a bike ride. You just want some intense intervals of workouts throughout the week, maybe 30 minutes to 40 minutes to an hour, where you do some heavy lifting primarily. So ladies, just a quick tip: if you touch weights, you're not going to be transformed into a bodybuilder. It's really gonna be the engine for you to lose weight faster and create those wonderful legs and glutes and back and everything that you want to achieve. So lift heavier weights, and between those heavy lifting intervals, the other day, to allow your body to recover, go for a relaxing walk, go for a relaxing jog, go for a swim when it's warmer. And you create that level of intensity recovery, and nutrition and quality sleep. So yeah, I think that is probably the best way of looking at it. So 3 out of 7 is cutting it a little low, and working out doesn't have to be as hard as you imagine it is. It could be a 15, 20 minute, 30 minute, 40 minute walk, mid 24th.
I've been in recovery for a while. I have one last thing to just bring out. We talked about excuses, and we have a lot of them. You guys are parents of a set of twins, and they're still very young. How important was to not use that as an excuse not to work out?
Wow. Since I'm the mother. I mean, in short, my whole part of my mantra was not to have any excuses. So it was very important not to say, oh, I just had these twins. I don't have the time. We all have time for what we want to make, right? Yeah. The same way we have the money for what we want to have it for. And it comes down to how important change is for you, And like Manny said, the workout doesn't have to be this intense thing. If that's what you enjoy, yes, that's me. I do enjoy that. So I will do it. And the twins will be sitting off to the side or running around or whatever. But there actually is no excuse that's unique to you. I'm tired. We're all tired. I don't have time. You can make time. You know what I mean? 15, 20 minutes, do something. Because if a body in motion will stay in motion, like the longevity of life, all of that behind why you should keep moving. And finding something that you really enjoy will make the journey so much easier. And what we say, mind your business. Do what you enjoy so that you can easily wake up and say, yes, today is spinning. Can't wait. As opposed to waking up, oh my gosh, I'm going to go lift today. Why? I mean, resistance training is very important, right? But you still want to do it, enjoy it. Find a trainer that helps you to enjoy it. If you want to definitely implement resistance training and you're struggling with the hill, it's heavy. That if you're struggling with that concept, find a trainer that will help you, enjoy the process more.
Indeed. We got some questions from the audience. Tiffany Painter says, what's the next group workout program we can join? Are there any we can join now?
Okay. Well, we do have a lot of programs. We are in week 5 of our current Abs by Dre program. We are allowing people to drop in at the 5-week mark. It is a 10-week program. And then after that, another 10-week program will begin. That is a program really near and dear to my heart. Because it drives home the whole community aspect. We have teams, we have the accountability there, we have the nutrition, and just bringing everybody together as a group, even after, because this is our first program since the pandemic, just bringing everybody back together in that regard is helping just stay motivated, helping people to stay the course and become healthier. So you can join. You can just send a DM or message to Abs by Dre or Hindssight FW, and we can let you know the information behind that program. And then, of course, you can join the monthly video subscription. That's the same thing. Send another DM, and we'll give you the information for that. That's the most current ones going on.
All right, we have Renee Simmons asking, what about fructose? Which fruits and veggies are better for you with less calories?
Before I answer it, I want to stress that you should have a healthier relationship with food and not demonize food. Because the minute you come away from that negative thought behind any type of food, it could be bread, it could be pasta. The minute you come back and you think more positive, you have a more positive relationship with food, you can make better decisions, and then you can enjoy the foods without the stress behind, oh my God, I ate it. Because stress is a trigger. Stress is only gonna make things worse. And for females, stress is a hormonal, it just spikes. Like, you don't want that. But anyway, which ones are better? I don't want to say which ones are better, because fruit is healthy, you know. You just have to, because I think Mandy said it earlier, you can gain or you can lose weight by eating too much of anything. Right?
Well, one recommendation I would say is basically there's a glycemic index that you can Google and look and see which fruits have the highest level of sugar. But like Dre rightfully said, you should be embracing all fruit. You should just understand, first thing, speak to your medical doctor. Making any serious changes to your nutrition, because certain fruits spike your blood sugar levels, and that could cause you to maintain a certain level of fat percentage in your body through a period of time. So it's important to understand and have a good understanding of which ones really spike your blood sugar. So for instance, certain dried fruit, raisins, etc. There's some fruits that are slightly sweeter than others. Watermelon is on the lower side of the blood sugar spike. Grapefruit's on the lower side, and the list can go on. So a glycemic index, you can Google that. And again, just to drive home Dre's point about the relationship with food, just a quick example. There's a professor called Mark Hobb at Kansas State University. He did this test where he went on a Twinkie diet for 8 weeks to show his class that he can lose weight by being on a caloric deficit. He did eat some celeries and some multivitamins so that he didn't die. But he basically ate junk food and Twinkies for 8 weeks, and he lost 27 pounds by being in a slight caloric deficit. He does not, again, I must say this, check with your medical doctor, he does not recommend this diet, but he just showed that you can lose weight by just reducing your caloric intake slightly over a period of time. So change your relationship with food, understand calories, and don't obsess about calories. But once you get a good picture and you've practiced it for a couple of weeks, you get a good understanding of how it affects your body and how it affects your weight. So you can always work with a dietitian and nutritionist and have that discourse with your medical doctor as well.
And just to piggyback on the last part, you have to want to learn. You have to want to be a student of your own body, right? You have to, because only you know how eating the mango affects you. Only you know how eating 2 slices of white bread versus whole wheat bread affects you. And that if you aren't a student of your own body, it's nothing that we can do as a trainer. It's nothing your doctor can do outside of tests, because you're just telling you're telling them what you eat. You know what I mean? So if it comes down to you genuinely wanting to lose weight or gain weight, you have to be a student of your own body. Write it down. You know what I mean? So that you can say, okay, cool. Last week, this is what the week looked like. This is what the weight loss looked like. Maybe if I repeat a week exactly like this week, next week, it might be another pound. But you're never going to know it if you're not genuinely invested in yourself.
So basically, your summer body stuff should probably start the summer prior. Got it. Honestly, I've learned a lot, especially
because you don't want to take extreme measures, because at the end of the day, it's sustainable. You know, you can go on an 8-week quick loss,
and we've seen how that results. Like you lose it so fast, but you put it back on.
Then you sniff a little bit of bread. Is done. You know what I mean?
So you've been helpful, because I've learned so much more about the eating habits and the calorie intake and so on. This is extremely helpful, and we can definitely go on for another hour or two, but of course it is only the daily hour, so we have to close out. But I definitely I want to talk to you about fad fed diets and fed exercising as well. So I think we've got so much more to discuss. Just remind people where they can go and find you all real quickly.
Instagram at Ebbs by Dre or at Hindssight FW, or you can quickly go to our website by simply typing in JermainHinds.com or AndreaHinds.com.
You all are awesome. Thank you for what you do. I don't think people quite understand the community impact of what you're doing. Healthy is not just about how we look, but how we feel and how we think and how we live overall.
Yes.
Hindsight Fitness, Dre, Jermain, thank you. We'll be in touch.
Bye, family.
Bye, Sherry. See you guys later.
Take care.
All right. I was taller than Andrea at one point in my life. It may have been only been the 2 years at the beginning, but I was taller at one point, folks. Believe that. Thanks again to both of them. If you appreciated that conversation, you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Awesome folks right there doing some work for the people. Check them out. We're going to take a quick break. Do not go anywhere. Make sure you subscribe to our website, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If this is your first time tuning in, make sure you download the BCG Radio app. You can listen to the show. We're going to be back if you get this answer before Sherry. We're going to give you a little something. Stick with us.
A lot happens around your home. That is why at One Communications, we have introduced affordable security and video monitoring, because everyone should be able to afford to protect their family. Anytime, from anywhere, One Home Security keeps you connected and puts security in your hands with an easy-to-use smartphone app to control everything. Home security is important to keep you and your family safe. Motion-activated cameras around your home and security monitoring within create a complete security system providing protection both inside and outside your home. Professional monitoring means that there's someone on call with 24/7 protection to notify the authorities and help keep you and your loved ones safe. We are dedicated to whole home protection with indoor and outdoor cameras, smart door locks, motion sensors, and more, so you'll always be connected to what matters most. With professional installation, no upfront hardware fees, and low monthly rates, because keeping your family safe should be affordable for everyone. Total home video monitoring and security, there's no better way to protect your home than with One Home Security.
All right. Thanks again to Hindsight Fitness and Wellness. Really appreciate the conversation. Again, if you enjoyed that conversation, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share those kind of conversations. Time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Heineken 0.0. Thanks again to our One Communications, People's Pharmacy, Lindo's Medical Health for ensuring we're able to do this for you. Sherry, are you ready?
I am.
All right. It's music today. What song do these lyrics belong to? Quote, everybody searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to, end quote.
Whitney Houston. Everyone searching for someone to look up to. Oh gosh, it's Whitney Houston. Oh my gosh, George Benson was the original person. Not We Are the Children. Oh my gosh.
The audience had some greatness with this.
I was all of it though. I gave you the original person.
I didn't ask for the person. That's not, I didn't ask that. I said
I couldn't get it out. I couldn't get
it.
Oh my gosh. I
I'm
couldn't
about
get
to
it
even
out.
say the next lyrics for you.
I said Whitney Houston. George Benson was the original person that sang this song.
The question was,
and I couldn't get it out.
I didn't ask the artist. I asked what lyrics.
Whatever, Jamal, but I still, had a good bit behind it. I couldn't get that out.
Let's wrap up this show. What you got for us, Sherry? Final thoughts.
My final thoughts is that Bermuda has plenty of ideas for investments. We just need to implement them and implement them well. As far as Hindsight Fitness, their family, I love them. Please, go to their websites and their Instagram to get more information about their fitness. It's awesome.
Indeed. Investment into Bermuda, folks. There's a lot of businesses, a lot of different industries out there. Bermuda needs to find what fits for the economy, the size of the country, and the people, what's going to benefit its citizens, residents, whatever we want to refer to ourselves as long term. I love everything about what Hindsight's doing. Like I said, there's so many different people doing different things, and props to everyone. I think a service like this is a commitment to a community. It's one of the greatest gifts we can give to our family and our loved ones is good health. Health doesn't have a look but a feeling, and I think it's important that we remember that. Sherry, you've got some daily inspiration for us?
I do. It's by Robert Schuller, and he says problems are not stop signs, they are guidelines.
I love that one. Thank you for that. Thanks again to our partners, Medical House One Communications, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Sherry Vanderpool. I'm Jermain Hartman. My friends, please do make it a safe and great day. We are out. Peace.